Hello everybody and welcome to the Redmen TV and my match reaction after Liverpool beat Bournemouth 4-0 in a comprehensive, properly professional, all-round top draw display away from home. Yeah, not an easy place to go at the best of times, Bournemouth, coupled with the fact that obviously we've got loads of key players missing: Trent, Andy Robertson, Szoboszlai, Mohamed Salah, etc, etc. And if you throw in the terrible weather conditions as well down on the south coast and indeed everywhere looking out the window, it had all the hallmarks of a bit of a nasty one, a bit of a banana skin for the Reds. Things have been going pretty serenely, I think it's fair to say, sitting top of the Premier League. People just starting to take notice of us as potential title challengers. Everyone would have been waiting for us to fall. Not a single bit of it. And yeah, in the main, it wasn't the best performance I've seen all season, but when it really mattered, when we have to dig a little bit deeper, when you need your strikers, your attacking lads to step up in the absence of people that I've just mentioned, in particular Mohamed Salah, they absolutely stepped up, and that's a massive result away from him. Jurgen Klopp will take a lot of heart from that. Like I say, we weren't exactly free-flowing, we weren't exactly at our swashbuckling best at times. It wasn't always the prettiest game of football to watch, but when you can, just go to that well that little bit deeper and dig that extra little bit to get that little extra 10, 11, 15%, whatever out, and get a result like that on the road, it just means a little bit more. And Jurgen Klopp, obviously I haven't seen his post-match press conference yet, but I can imagine it'll be absolutely over the moon with the efforts there. And touch wood, no major negatives to take from it as well, because I know Ibu Konate went down, looked like he might have twisted his ankle late on, got up and finished the game off like the last 3-4 minutes. That was a positive. And Curtis Jones also went off a little bit before that as well, with what looked like a potential little niggle. So hopefully nothing too serious there, and it will be the perfect day's work from the Reds. And started off a little bit sluggish, I think it's fair to say. Bournemouth came out the blocks absolutely flying, looking to get the home crowd with them, wind in their sails, all that sort of stuff. And they started well. They had 3 or 4 corners in quick succession. Liverpool didn't settle particularly well into the game. I think the break, in terms of the winter break, never really helps us. We don't look great when we come back from them, first and foremost. But I do think Bournemouth, as I say, were at it for the opening 10 minutes. They really were trying to take advantage of their home crowd and really get them behind them. But Liverpool weathered the storm, to be fair. We did. We defended well. We defended resolutely. And yeah, to handled everything they threw at us. So yeah, another big plus there for me. We grew into the first half, to be fair. We didn't create anything major in the way of chances. We had a couple of half moments. Thought Alexis McAllister was absolutely outstanding. His use of the ball and his defensive work was brilliant. Ibu Konate's passing range came to the fore as well. And that was what got us on the front foot more often than not. We did have a couple of half moments, as I mentioned, but nothing really in the way of clear-cut chances. The major talking point from the first half was probably that foul, challenge, tackle, whatever you want to call it, on Luis Diaz from Kluivert. It's nasty. Now, I'll be honest, and, you know, I'd love to just stand here and say, it's a blatant red card, he's got to go, etc, etc. But in my heart of hearts, I actually don't think it is or should be a red card. It wasn't even a foul, nor a yellow card, by the way, which is ridiculous. But I don't think it should be a red. However, the precedent has been set well and truly by referees throughout the season. We've seen it was very similar to the Curtis Jones against Tottenham one, if anyone hasn't seen it, whereby he clearly just wants to win the ball. For whatever reason, the ball is no longer there in this instance, or Curtis Jones actually slips over the top of the ball in his one, and he ends up catching the man very high, stood showing, and it's Diaz, obviously, and it was nasty. It's nasty. And to not award anything is, like I say, is quite frankly just preposterous. But to not look at that as VAR, which was Paul Tierney, by the way, yeah, like I said, the better, is mad, is a little bit mad, to be honest with you. Like I say, given what we've seen already this season, certainly what we've seen in Liverpool games and go against us, that's what's annoying about it. And a lot of people will look at it and go, 2 wrongs don't make a right, etc, etc. But ultimately, if you're going to give us a red card at 1 week in the season, be consistent. That's all we really want, isn't it? But Liverpool didn't let that perturb them necessarily, come out in the second half. And if Bournemouth started the first half with the momentum and they started it looking to sort of, like I say, take the ascendancy in the game, Liverpool didn't have a sniff of that in the second. We were absolutely dominant, pretty much in the first to the last whistle in the second half. We really were. We took the sting out of the game, it felt like, early on. And eventually the goals came and the chances came as well with that, because we had a couple before we actually took the lead. Ibu had a big chance from a corner, which he got wrong. But it was Darwin Núñez that gave us the lead eventually. He had one outrageous volleyed effort earlier on in the half, or the first half rather, which he didn't get right at all. But he got this one absolutely spot on. And it's a well-taken goal. It's Konaté's pass into Diaz, chests it down, finds Diogo Jota, who, without even thinking, first time, lays it into the path of Darwin Núñez. And Núñez doesn't have to break stride, doesn't have to think, just first time finish into the bottom corner, rolled in, doesn't smash it, doesn't overhit it, doesn't overthink it, just simple football. Lovely one-touch stuff around the area. Joy to watch. Darwin Núñez is buzzing, the Reds are buzzing. Happy days, 1-0. And that, if Liverpool had already seen what Bournemouth had to throw at them, that just felt like a real moment for Bournemouth, and they looked a little bit shell-shocked, and we smelt blood as well in that instance, so we really did go for the throat. And it could have been 2 before it was. Conor Bradley had a couple of chances, actually, one header and one at the back post as well, which he nearly, and a left-footed effort as well, which he nearly doubled the lead. But it was Diogo Jota. Of course it was Diogo Jota. Who else would it be but Diogo Jota? And it came once the substitutes have happened. Cody Gakpo lays it into the path of Diogo Jota, who, for a minute, you thought he wasn't going to get there, but then he gets there, and he gets there with absolute class. Precision, in off the bottom of the post. The near post is done the keeper at, and he just clips it on the way in. Boss finish, just so we come to expect from Diogo, really. Makes absolutely no mistake. And deserved it. Diogo Jota absolutely got the assist for Darwin's, of course. And yeah, doubled the lead. Liverpool, not necessarily game over, but comfortable and deserved actually at that point, because as I mentioned, we absolutely had the game by the scruff of the neck in the second half. We were outstanding. Everything they did try and throw at us, Konaté, Van Dijk, blocking, just brilliant. Conor Bradley defensively was exceptional as well. Joe Gomez at left back once again, absolutely brilliant. And in the attacking sense as well, he was getting involved. So yeah, really impressive. Liverpool weren't done there. Diogo Jota makes it 3. This time Conor Bradley with the assist, and it's an interesting one because Darwin Núñez is set free down the left-hand side and he overhits his cross, to be honest. Bradley keeps it alive, finds Jota, who, bit of a wild swing first time around, not like the cool, calm, collected Diogo Jota, gets it all wrong. It balloons up in the air, and the Bournemouth fans clearly haven't learnt their lesson because they give it the big way, and Jota must hear that and go, I took that personally, and smashes home the second attempt. 3-0 Liverpool, much more comfortable now, richly deserved, as I say, but we weren't done there either. Darwin Núñez. And Darwin Núñez can be one of the most frustrating footy players of all time, but sometimes when he gets it right, he doesn't half get it right. And it's a Joe Gomez cross to the back post, finds Darwin Núñez, who sliding in, steers it back the way it came, as they say you should do, and he absolutely finished it with a plum outside of the right boot. 4-0, and didn't really flatter us, to be honest with you, second half. It really didn't. We were well worthy of it, and could have been more, to be fair. We had a couple of half chances, the potential penalty claim against Diogo Jota, they could have been out of 10 men, as I mentioned as well. So proper performance, man to man. Honestly, I can't fault any of them. They were absolutely outstanding. Standout wise, obviously Jota, obviously Darwin Núñez. Conor Bradley, once again, I thought was brilliant. Joe Gomez likewise. Ibu Konaté was an absolute monster at the back, as he so often is. But yeah, just Jota being Jota, basically. When I mentioned it earlier, when Salah's not there, you need your attacking lads to be clinical. You need them to be lethal. And credit where credit's due, Darwin Núñez was that today. Like, really was. But Jota just is that. Jota is absolutely that. What a lad. Anyway, sound. Loads more stuff to do. I've been talking for far too long now. Sound. See you all soon. Take it easy.